Join me as I dive into the fascinating world of the Hawthorne effect and see if I can harness its power to boost my productivity for a week. The Hawthorne effect is a phenomenon that's been studied and observed for almost a century, and yet it still holds so much significance in today's world. It's a principle that reveals the profound impact of observation on human behavior, and it's something that can be tapped into to improve performance, motivation, and overall success. Many people think they understand the Hawthorne effect, but in reality, it's often misinterpreted or overlooked in various settings. For instance, some might assume that it's just about people trying harder when they're being watched, but that's only part of the story. The truth is, the Hawthorne effect is much more complex and subtle, and it can manifest in ways that are not immediately apparent. In workplaces, classrooms, or even in our personal lives, we often fail to recognize the power of observation and how it shapes our behavior. We might attribute improved performance to a new strategy or technique, when in fact, it's the simple act of observation that's driving the change. This oversight can have significant consequences, as it means we're not harnessing the full potential of the Hawthorne effect. By failing to acknowledge its influence, we might be leaving opportunities for growth and improvement on the table. It's time to shift our perspective and recognize the profound impact of observation on human behavior. So, what does it look like when the Hawthorne effect is at play? One famous study that illustrates the Hawthorne effect is the bank wiring observation room experiment. This groundbreaking study, conducted in the 1920s, demonstrated how a group of workers' productivity increased dramatically when they were being observed, not because of any changes to their working conditions, but simply because they knew they were being watched. This phenomenon has been observed time and time again in various settings, and it's a testament to the profound power of observation. Another study, known as the John Henry effect, showed how a group of workers' performance improved when they were being observed, but only when they felt that the observer was rooting for them. This highlights the importance of social context and the role of feedback in amplifying the Hawthorne effect. These studies, and many others like them, demonstrate the significant impact of observation on behavior and motivation. But here's the thing, the Hawthorne effect can work both ways. In one famous study, a group of manufacturing workers were tasked with completing a series of tasks under observation. At first, their productivity increased, as expected, but as time went on, they began to feel like they were being scrutinized, and their performance actually decreased. This reveals the delicate balance between observation and feedback, and how it can either motivate or demotivate individuals. In another study, researchers found that when employees were given feedback on their performance, but not directly observed, their productivity actually increased more significantly than when they were under direct observation. This highlights the importance of subtle cues and feedback in driving behavior. So what's the takeaway from all this? The Hawthorne effect is a powerful force that can be harnessed to improve performance, motivation, and overall success. By recognizing the impact of observation on human behavior, we can create environments that foster growth, innovation, and progress. In conclusion, the Hawthorne effect is a fascinating phenomenon that holds the key to unlocking human potential. By understanding its principles and nuances, we can tap into its power to drive positive change in our lives and the lives of those around us. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of the Hawthorne effect. If you've had any experiences where you felt like you were being influenced by observation, share them with me in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my other videos on psychology and personal growth.